Hey folks, Frank here. Welcome to Miscellaneous Ramblings. Today's a little bit different from the usual fare I offer on my channel, in that I'm going to give you a little tour of my computer rig. Now, the project that I'm going to be discussing started in the middle of 2009 when I decided that I was sick of having a room devoted exclusively to my computer, and the desktop that was in there and all the peripherals took up so much room that was, well, the only way that I could game. But I decided if I got a laptop, I would have a lot more freedom. So I bought myself a gaming laptop and discovered that my expectations were a little less than the reality, because it was kind of hard to balance it on your knee while sitting in your armchair playing a first-person shooter. And if you were going to play a flight simulation and had to plug your joystick into the computer, well, it just made it untenable. So I started thinking about a way that I could convert my armchair into a simulation pit so that I could game from the comfort of my armchair. And, well, this is what I came up with. This is my Armchair Simpit. Let's take a look. There it is, folks. This is my Armchair Simpit, designed so that I can game from the comfort of my armchair. As a matter of fact, I can even extend the footrest and game from a reclined position. So, let me go over a few of the things that I ran into while building this. First thing I needed was the computer table. I looked around a lot and I just bought a fairly standard computer table. The only thing I did was this table that holds the computer is actually meant to be swung over this other lower table. And when I spun the aperture around to make the computer hang off this edge so I can get as close as possible to the chair, the cantilevered position of the computer made it very heavy, and it wanted to tip over all the time, so it required that I add a little more weight to the bottom, and that's what those are. Once that was done, it was perfect. Now, I used to have the computer at a fairly shallow angle on here, open at a fairly shallow angle, and when I would pull it close into the chair, it would seem to always get in the way of my joystick. It would always bang into the joystick, and so that required that I open up the computer to a fairly steep angle here. So when I did that, the computer had the tendency to want to fall off, which just is not a good thing. So I was able to forestall that by putting 3 small pieces of Velcro on it. A 2-inch piece here, a 2-inch piece here, which adhered the front of the computer to the rail on the table that kept the computer from falling off. And then on the back side of my computer, making sure that I avoided all vents, I put a 1-inch circle of Velcro. Those 3 pieces of Velcro hold the computer to the table like it was nailed there. Never had any problem with them coming off, with the computer wanting to come off, and it still allows me to quickly remove the computer from the table if I ever want to take it any place. So, next I needed a couple of more peripherals to make the gaming experience even better. First one is my trackball. Now, the trackball sits on the arm of the chair, and when I rest my arm on the armrest, I'm in a perfect position to use it. I don't think a mouse would work in this application because I think you would have to move it too much around on the armrest itself. But since I've always used trackballs, it was no problem for me whatsoever. Next, on this arm, we have a miniature keyboard. Now, this miniature keyboard has, I think, 25 different buttons on it. But each of those 25 buttons can be mapped to 3 separate functions. So you have, in effect, 75 different keys. So besides the 75 different keys that you have, you can also program macros into it. So if there's certain multi-key functions that you use a lot, you just program them into that and they become a single keystroke. Now here in the chair itself, you can see I have a dinner tray. In the dinner tray, I've put my hand-on throttle and stick flight controller. Now, this flight controller, I was lucky, and it kind of like snaps into place on this tray, so it keeps it very steady while I'm playing flight simulation, so it doesn't flop around while I'm involved in intense aerial combat. I also have plugged into the computer right now my headset for voice comm with my compadres during play. Now, if I'm not voice chatting with somebody, I have on the computer table itself 2 speakers that I've attached. I bought these speakers, which actually they come with a separate subwoofer down here, so they are full range speakers, and they actually do sound very good. But these speakers themselves were meant to be attached to a wall, and they came with a bracket that allowed you to attach them to a wall. I never attached them to a wall, I just used those as table stands, but came in very handy when I put together my Armchair Simpit, and that I was able to attach the speakers on either side of the table to give very good sound for playing games or for playing music on the computer. And as a result, I have myself a very, very nice gaming setup where I can game in perfect comfort for hours on end. I mean, it's the least fatiguing gaming setup I've ever had. And I've been gaming since my first Commodore 64 back in the early 80s. So that's all I really had to say today. As always, thanks for your attention. And until next time, Frank out. Bye all.